In 1945, the world's hierarchy was decided by the Manhattan Project. If you had the atom, you had the power. It was a world governed by the physics of destruction. But in 2024, the world is shifting again. We have entered a new era of conflict, not one fought with nuclear warhead, but with extreme ultraviolet light and silicon wafers. We are in the middle of what experts call the Lithography War. Today, the most valuable resource on earth isn't buried in the ground. It isn't oil, it isn't gold, and surprisingly, it isn't even lithium. It is a tiny slice of silicon each with billions of transistors using light at a scale so small it defies human imagination. This is a semiconductor. Without this, your smartphone is a glass brick. Your Tesla is a metal box. Your military is deaf, dumb, and blind. In 2021, a simple shortage of these chips cost the global automotive industry over $210 billion in lost revenue. That was the wake-up call. Every major superpower, from US to China, is now racing to secure their own supply. India has finally stepped into the ring with the India Semiconductor mission. The government has put 76,000 crores on the table as a starting incentive. Tata is already building in Assam, Micron is in Gujarat, but while the media is focused on the big players, they are missing the most strategic piece of the entire global puzzle. Today, we are talking about Manipur. Is it even possible for a state currently known for conflict to become the Silicon Gateway of India? Can Manipur's geography, which has historically been its biggest challenge, actually become its greatest superpower in the AIS? Let's analyze the Manipur Semiconductor Strategy. To understand why Manipur fits here, we need to look at the unit economics of a fab. Semiconductor fabrication plant, or a fab, are essentially giant ultra-clean refrigerators. Inside these facilities, machines called steppers operate at a nanometer precision. Any fluctuation in temperature or humidity can ruin an entire batch of wafer worth billions of dollars. Because of this, fab require three things: extreme precision, massive power, and massive cooling. A single high-end fab can consume as much electricity as a small city just to keep the machines from melting and clean room at a constant temperature. In the plain of Gujarat, where summer temperature hit 45 degrees Celsius, or the humid coast of South India, companies spend a fortune every year on industrial-grade high-speed AC and chilled water system. If you look at how China built its massive data center in Guizhou or how Norway built them near Arctic, they use a strategy called free air cooling. They use the cold outside air to cool the servers. Manipur's hills terrain and temperature climate aren't just nice weather. They represent a multi-million-dollar annual discount on operating costs. If a facility in Manipur can lower its cooling bill by even 20%, that saved capital can be reinvested into R&D. In the semiconductor business, where margins are razor thin and equipment costs billions, Manipur's climate isn't just a comfort. It is a competitive advantage that makes the state a geographical battery. Now, let's talk about geopolitics. Under India's Act East policy, Manipur is no longer the end of India. It is the beginning of Southeast Asia. The India-Myanmar-Thailand trilateral highway starts right here. In the semiconductor world, supply chains are everything. Right now, the global market is desperate for a China plus one strategy. They want to diversify away from Taiwan and the Chinese mainland to avoid geopolitical risks. Look at our neighbors. Vietnam is becoming a hub for semiconductor testing. Malaysia handles 30% of the world's assembly and testing. Singapore is a design powerhouse. If you manufacture or assemble in Manipur, you are not just selling to Delhi or Mumbai. You are sitting at the doorstep of the Asian market, a 600 million people economy that is the fastest growing digital region in the world. By year, Imphal is closer to the tech hub of Bangkok and Hanoi than it is to Bangalore. This makes Manipur the perfect export hub for high-value AI hardware, allowing India to integrate directly into the existing Southeast Asian tech value chain. Critics will ask, how will you transport fragile chips through hills, roads, and regions with security concerns? This is where we apply the IKEA Sofa Strategy. Semiconductors are the ultimate high-value, low-volume product. To understand this, compare a chip factory to a steel plant. To run a steel plant, you need massive railways, thousands of trucks, and heavy ports because your product is heavy and cheap. But a semiconductor, you can fit 10 million worth of finished chip into a single small delivery van. Manipur doesn't need to compete with Gujarat in heavy front-end fabrication, the part where you make the wafers. Right now, it needs to focus on ATMP, assembly, testing, marketing, and packaging. This is the back end of the industry. It requires high precision but uses much less water and power than a full fab. Think of it like this: if Assam is a kitchen where chips are cooked, Manipur can be the gourmet packaging and global export center. By focusing on the lightweight part of the value chain, Manipur bypasses its logistical hurdles. You don't need an island highway for the product, you just need a high security corridor, a stable 5G digital highway, an efficient airport. There is another hidden cost in chip making: carbon footprint. Global tech giants like Apple, Google, and Nvidia have committed to net zero. They don't just want chips, they want green chips. They want their component manufactured using renewable energy. Manipur has a massive untapped hydro potential. Currently, state is power surplus in many seasons, but the industrial demand is low. By dedicating specialized hydropower zones to data centers and ATMP plants, Manipur can offer something Gujarat or Rajasthan cannot: 100% green manufacturing. In the AIS, green energy is the same as cheap energy. If Manipur can market itself as a sustainable Silicon Hill, it will attract the ESG conscious capital that is currently flowing into Scandinavia and Canada. There is a secret weapon Manipur has that many states in bay: the human capital. If you go to top design firms in Bangalore or the R&D labs in Silicon Valley, you will find brilliant engineers and scientists from Manipur. They are the architects of the AI revolution, but they are working elsewhere because there is no Silicon Hill at home. They send money back, but their talent stay abroad. By setting up a semiconductor ecosystem, Manipur isn't just creating jobs, it is triggering a reverse brain drain. The semiconductor industry has a massive multiplier effect. For every one job in a chip plant, 5 to 10 jobs are created in the surrounding ecosystem, in logistics, specialized chemicals, security, and services. Imagine the economic explosion when our youth bring global expertise back to their own Imran Hills. This is how you transform a grand-in-aid economy dependent on central fund into a self-sustained powerhouse. Now we must address the elephant in the room. Can a state currently facing conflict a multi-billion-dollar high-tech industry? The answer lies in a geopolitical concept called the Taiwan model or the Silicon Seal. Why has the world, specifically the United States and Japan, spent 50 years ensuring Taiwan is protected? It is not just about democracy. It is about the fact that if Taiwan's fab stops working for even 1 week, the global economy collapses. When a state becomes a vital node in a global supply chain, the cost of conflict becomes too high for everyone involved, both internal and external players. A silicon gateway in Manipur doesn't just bring money, it brings security. It creates a future where every community, every stakeholder, and even the central government has a massive multi-billion-dollar incentive to maintain absolute stability. Prosperity is the greatest deterrent to violence. By making Manipur indispensable to India's AI future, we ensure its long-term peace. So how do we turn this vision into reality? It requires a 3-phase roadmap. Phase number 1, the design hub. We don't need factory to start, we need offices. Manipur should offer plug-and-play design center in Imphal. Let the world's best chip designer work from the cool hills of Manipur. Phase number 2, ATMP and specialized SCZ. Establish special economic zones near the airport and the More border. Focus on the assembly and testing phase. This is where the Tata Assam partnership can expand into a Manipur export wing. And phase number 3, the AI data corridor. Use the natural cooling of the hills to build massive data centers. Power them with hydro energy. Make Manipur the brain of the Northeast where AI models are trained and deployed for border security, agriculture, and healthcare. For too long, the world has looked at Manipur and seen a land of conflict. It is time we show them it is a land of capability. The same geography that made Manipur a strategic battlefield in the World War II, the gateway to India, is the exact same geography that can make it a tech superpower in the AI war of 2026. We have the location, we have the climate, we have the talent. All we need now is the political will and industrial vision to build the Silicon Gateway. If China can turn a barren desert in the Gobi into an AI powerhouse, why can't we turn our Imran Hill into a global tech hub? Manipur doesn't need a handout, it needs a headset and a clean room. The chip is on table, it is time for Manipur to make its move. Jai Hind.